What's up guys, Jimmy here with JPS Plumbing, and today I'm going to be showing you how to flush out your water heater. Whether it be gas or electric, I'll be showing you step by step on how to do this process so you don't end up with a tank full of sediment and potentially shortening the lifespan of your water heater. And I'm also going to be explaining the importance of getting this done at least once a year. So let's not waste no more time. Wait, before we get going, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Alright, let's go ahead and get to the video.
This one right here, for every homeowner or person out there with a plumbing issue. You wanna do it yourself? JPS where to go. When that toilet don't flush right, or that sink clogged, Jimmy's Plumbing Solutions gon' help you fix it all. With 10 years in the game in this plumbing trade, he don't wanna ask for help, I know that's why you came. Hook up that kitchen faucet with step-by-step plumbing knowledge. Do it yourself, cause it can save you a couple dollars. For minor issues every homeowner yet to see, JPS can say today we solving problems easily. No need to fear a couple pipes and some standing water. Just watch the videos here and we can get it in order. Come ask a question, leave a comment, like and subscribe. If plumbing tips are what you need, that's what he supply.
Alright guys, so before we get into the process of how to flush out your tank, I kind of wanted to explain some of the damages that could be caused to your heater if you don't do this at least once a year. So with you using your water heater on a daily basis, you pull sediment in from your main water source coming into your home, and what this does is the sediment builds up at the bottom of your tank and can cause a number of issues. The sediment can stick to the heating elements and form scale, and this scaling can interfere with heat transfer and reduce the efficiency of your water heater. The other issue is if you get enough sediment built up at the bottom of your tank, your drain valve can become clogged and be impossible for you to drain when it does come time for you to change out your water heater, and potentially cause a safety hazard. Alright guys, so steps 1 and 2 are very critical, so we want to make sure that we follow the instructions as follows and make sure everything's done properly. Remember, if you're ever in doubt about any of the steps or process of flushing out your water heater, do not hesitate to call your local plumbing company, as they're professionals and they'll be more than equipped to help you with this process. Alright guys, so step number 1 is going to be to shut off your main breaker that's supplying your water heater. So mine is located above the water heater, but yours might be located on the back of the house or the side of the house. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done right now. Okay, so step 1 for a gas style water heater is going to be to turn your thermostat to the off position, which is shown in this picture right here. And then you're going to want to shut off the gas supplying the water heater, which is shown in this picture right here. Alright guys, so steps 2 all the way to the last step are going to be referring to the gas and electric style water heaters. So step 2 is going to be to shut the cold water supply for the water heater. Alright guys, so step 3 is going to be to turn on the hot water either on a faucet or your tub. And what this is going to do, it's going to help prevent a vacuum from forming in the lines while you're draining the hot water tank. Alright guys, so step number 4 is going to be to pop your T&P valve, and what this is going to do is it's going to let the water flow more easily whenever you start draining your tank. And remember, if your T&P isn't ran outside, like it's ran on the side and it just cuts off right here, you're going to want to put a bucket underneath to catch any water that comes out. And also remember that this water is still going to be very hot, so just use caution whenever you're doing this. Alright guys, so step number 5 is going to be to hook up your hose to your drain valve located at the bottom of the tank and run your hose out to the street. Remember, the water is very hot, so you want to keep it in the street and not in your grass. Now let's say your water heater is located in the attic. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go through your attic door with the water hose and just drop it into the nearest tub and drain your water there. Alright guys, so step number 6 is going to be to turn on your drain valve and drain all the water out of the tank. Now you're going to have to be patient because this does take about 30 to 45 minutes. Alright guys, so let's say you turn on your drain valve and you're getting very little, if not any, water coming out on the other side of the hose. In this case, you're going to want to jump to step 7. Now, let's say you did turn on your drain valve and it's draining fine, you're going to want to jump to step 8 at this timestamp right here. Alright guys, so step 7 is going to be if your drain valve isn't draining properly. So the reason for this is one of two things. Either you've got a kink in your hose, which you should probably check now, or you have just that much sediment in your tank, which I have a little trick to kind of help that, which I'm going to explain right now. So what we want to do first is turn back on the hot water source that you turned off in step 3. Once that's done, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come to your water heater, you're going to want to pop your TMP that you turned on, and then you're going to want to get your your cold water shut off, and you're going to want to turn it on for about 5 to 10 seconds. And what this is doing is it's blowing pressure right at the valve and blowing through any of the sediment and hopefully pushing it out. So do this a few times and you should get working. If not, then you have a bigger issue at hand, which will probably need to be handled by a plumbing professional. Alright, so once step 7 is done, you're going to want to make sure that you open your TMP back and turn that hot water source back on that you turned off. Alright guys, so step number 8 is going to be to simply just check where the water was coming out of your hose and see how much sediment that came out of your tank. If it was very little, then I'd recommend doing this at least once a year. If it was a lot, then I recommend doing it twice a year. In my case, it was very minimal. Didn't really see anything, only because I do this twice a year. Another thing that I recommend doing is writing on the water heater anywhere with a marker or whatever the dates that you got it done. That way, you know, it's visually there, you know, you see when was the last time and you'll know when to do it on the next year. Alright guys, so step number 9 is going to be to flush out the tank one last time by turning on the water supply for the water heater. And what this does is it just kind of gets rid of the last bit of sediment that's at the bottom of the tank. But before we do this, we're going to want to make sure that we turn off the water source that we turned on step number 3, as well as turn the TMP off. Alright, so I got the water source off and the TMP off, so what we're going to do, we're just going to turn this on for about 5 to 10 seconds. Alright guys, so step 10 is going to be to turn on your water supply for your water heater. You're going to want to fill your tank all the way up. Once that's done, you're going to want to, if you have an electric, of course, hook your breaker back up. And if you have gas, you're going to want to turn on your gas and relight your pilot. After that, you're going to want to disconnect your hose and pretty much just get everything cleaned up. Man, I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm out here in Houston, Texas, and it's hot. This humidity is not no joke. So I did something a little extra for you guys. I went ahead and created a downloadable PDF file of the whole process. That way you could kind of follow through as you go step by step. And this is totally free, just something for you to make it a little bit easier. And also guys, if you have any questions or comments, do not hesitate to drop them in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give it a like. Until the next one guys, happy plumbing.